Hey guys, welcome back to Bayou City Wings Sports. Today we're going to have a special playoff edition. Welcome to 2019. Hope you had a great year in 2018. We're going to make it even better. It's going to be a bigger Bayou City Wings Sports. We're going to have some good interviews this year. We're going to start bringing some more people onto the show. Let's start off talking about James Harden and those Rockets though. 9-1 in their last 10, just beating everybody. Beat the Grizzlies last night, 113-99. Having a great 10-game stretch. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago. The only way the Rockets were going to come out of this was winning 10 games in a row, something like this, where they could really bring themselves back in the West. And here they are from the 15 out of 16 seed all the way up to the 4. They're 1.5 games back from the number 1 seed. They look great. They got good team chemistry going. They got their defense back up. And James has been just on a tear. Right now, he's number 1 in points, number 2 in 3 points made per game, number 4 in steals, number 5 in assists. I mean, 4 straight 40-plus games. He's obviously the front runner for MVP, and he's brought them back into the conversation for can they win this West? Can they get back to what they were? And he doesn't even look like he needs Chris Paul. Chris Paul's been hurt in and out of the lineup, not really doing anything big, but he's been running it. Clint Capella's coming back, looking like he earned that contract. They've had a really, really good 10-game stretch. It's going to be fun for these guys going forward. And this is what everybody in Houston was looking forward to. Are they going to come back into this? Are they going to find their game and get their offense? And James just did it, you know. Great for him. He's got the number 1 in scoring by 5 points. We're going to look that up and see if that's one of the biggest stretches ever. He's just dominating right now. And let's move on to something else, though. Let's talk about this chicken sandwich, guys. We're going to dominate this after this shoot. It's got a wonderful butter roll on it. You got deep fried in that wonderful Bayou City Wings batter. You can get it dipped in whatever you want. I got this one plain with some straight fries. Gonna have this with a nice cold beer. Stopping into Bayou City Wings. Watch these Rockets on that tear in the West. And then let's talk about this Saturday Texans game coming up, guys. This is a big game. This is the matchup. This is who's gonna win best out of 3 against the Colts. AFC South rematch. What a game. So let's talk about the first two. The first game, the Texans won in overtime, 37-34. It was a bomb it out. You know, Watson had 300-plus yards passing. Andrew Luck had 464 yards passing. But the difference in the game was the time of possession. The Texans dominated time of possession 40 minutes to 20 minutes. And when you talk football, that matters. That means their defense gave them shorter field, more possessions, and that also kind of scares you because they dominated them for 40 minutes and they still had to go to overtime. That lets you know that this Colts team has got something. It's a division matchup. It's a division rivalry. But let's talk about this. They won that game because of a coaching decision. And then another way they lost that game was the same way. That same coach that lost to them the first time with being cocky and messing with the time and the field, he really messed with what you want to call field position. He thought his team and his defense could hold it up, and Deshaun beat them. You know, and the same thing Deshaun did to Dallas the next week. He's calm under pressure, and this is the big thing. That young man gets better and better the more it goes. So let's talk facts real quick. They lost 24-21, but they really only lost because they jumped off sides and got an easy chip shot field goal that should have gone to overtime. And you know Deshaun does well in overtime. He hasn't lost an overtime game in his career. He talked the other day about the fact that he's a competitor and he never loses games by more than 2 possessions, and he hasn't since sophomore year of high school. So this kid is going to keep you guys in the game. He's going to do a really, really good job. The only way that they win this, though, we talk about this real quick, that defense for the Colts is very fast. They move side to side. To me, the keys to the game for the Texans are they have to get 120-plus yards rushing. It doesn't really matter what they do with the Colts rushing. They rushed 41 and 50 yards on the loss and the win, so they're not really worried about that, worried about Andrew Luck. They're going to have to play press man corner, bump those guys off the line, get them off their timing routes. Andrew Luck throws anticipatory routes. These guys are going to have to play hard-nosed football because the one thing the Colts do is they have a great defense. They got that young linebacker, the rookie. He's probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That guy is playing his just crazy. He leads all the NFL in tackles, so you're going to have to watch that. Lamar Miller's going to have to be a big part of this game, time of possession, and the connection between DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson. That's going to be the difference. If they can get those guys over 120 yards, a couple touchdowns, the Texans should have this. That defense is going to have to hold up. Let's see J.J. Watt and Clowney better be mentally tough. Hey guys, stop into Bayou City Wings this Saturday. We're going to have $9.99 buckets, 50-cent wings. Come watch the Texans. After that, if you want to, you can watch some Cowboys try to go up against some Seahawks. It's going to be a great playoff Saturday. Sunday, we've also got great special $6 pitchers, $3 Bloody Marys. Great NFL weekend. Stop on in, and I'll see you next time.